Case sick.
People say sex and gender are the same thing. Well, at least that's what online discourse says. The news and other theories say, but is any of this true? Let's find out. Let's start with sex. People confuse sex with sexual or sex chromosomes. But what do I mean by sex in this video? Do I mean genitals? Do I mean chromosomes? Or sex characteristics? I mean all three of them. I don't mean sexual. This video does not debunk the talking points. Maybe in the future, I will make a video dedicated to them. Let's start with sex. What's sex? Sex is biology. Let's start with chromosomes. I looked at many resources for this. Males have X and Y. Females have XX chromosomes. Here are some of the screenshots. I am talking about mostly a binary. I know non-binary exists, and sex chromosomes is not a strict black and white, but right now, for this video, I want to go over basics and straightforward stuff. Maybe later on in a different future video, I looked at non-binary and other non-black and white stuff. What is sex characteristics? There are primarily sexual characteristics and secondary sexual characteristics, or sex characteristics. Primary sex characteristics are reproductive, like reproductive organs, involve sexual reproduction, like in males, which include the penis and testes, but in females, they include the ovaries, uterus, and vagina. These organs are responsible for producing the gametes, sperm and eggs, in fertilization. What are secondary sexual characteristics? Secondary sexual characteristics are physical traits like female breast or male facial hair, but this doesn't only apply to the human species. Secondary sexual characteristics apply to other animals as well, like manes on lions. What are genitals? Sexual organs, reproductive system. I'm getting this info from a site called Healthline. Male, or assigned male at birth, genitals, sexual organs, reproductive system. Penis. This organ contains sponge-like tissues that fill the blood during sexual arousal, which creates an erection to allow for penetration during sex. The head of the penis glands houses the urethra, which is where urine and semen exits the body. Scrotum. This pouch-like sac of skin is located behind the penis and contains the testicles. Testicles, also called the testes. These overall organs make the hormone testosterone and produce sperm. Epididymis? I might have said that wrong. This long coiled tube at the back of each testicle carries and stores the sperm until maturity before releasing into the vas deferens. This long muscular tube transports mature sperm to the urethra for ejection. Ejectory ducts. These ducts sit on each side of the prostate and are created where the segmental vesicles verge with the vas deferens. Segmental vascular. These pouches are attached to the vas deferens at the base of the bladder and make the fluid that helps the sperm motility. Prostate. This walnut-sized gland sits behind the bladder, in front of the rectum, and releases a fluid that nourishes sperm. It's called Cowper's gland. These tiny glands are on either side of the urethra. Zero glands produce a clear, slippery fluid that provides lubrication and nourishes audacity from residual urine in the urethra. Female or assigned female at birth, labia majora. These outer lips where pubic hair grows contains sweet and oil glands and protect the other internal reproductive organs. Labia minora. These inner lips surround the opening to the vagina and urethra. Clitoris gland. These clitoris glands, which sit where the two labia meet, are covered by nerve-rich fluid or skin called the pepers that's very sensitive to stimulation. Vaginal opening. This opening is the location of the vaginal production and is the opening through which menstrual blood and babies exit the body, vagina. This muscular canal is lined with mucous membranes that provide moisture and lubrication. The vagina connects to the cervix, to the outside of the body. Cervix. The cervix is like a gatekeeper to the urethra. A hole in the center allows menstrual blood to exit during menstruation and sperm to enter during intercourse. The cervix dilates during vaginal childbirth but remains otherwise closed to prevent objects such as sex toys or tampons from entering too far into the body. Uterus. These hollow organs hold a fetus during pregnancy. Ovaries. These small glands sit on either side of the urethus and produce hormones and eggs. Fallopian tubes. These tubes are attached to the upper part of the urethra. Allow the eggs to travel from the ovaries to the urethra. Going over these definitions, let's see if gender is the same or similar. What is gender? I'm going to be looking at multiple sources for this. Merriam-Webster definitions. A subclass within a grammatical class such as noun, pronoun, adjective, or verb of a language that is partly arbitrary but also partly based on distinguishable characteristics such as shape, social, rank, manner, existence, or sex, and that determines agreement with in section of other words or grammatical forms. There also is natural gender, a system used in some languages in which some words that identify individuals, such as English nouns, aunt and uncle, or the English pronouns he or she, comprehend to the individual's sex, but in which most nouns do not have a grammatical gender. There is also the whole World Health Organization definition. Gender refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. This includes norms, behaviors, and rules associated with being a woman, man, girl, or boy, as well as relationships which each other has a social construct. Gender varies from society to society, can change over time. Simply psychology definition. Gender refers to the socially constructed rules, expectations, and behaviors that are often ascribed to the different sexes. Gender identify is a personal internal perception of oneself and is based on socially constructed rules, behaviors, and customs. Gender is not made up of binary forms, but rather gender is a broad spectrum and can change over time. Cambridge definition: a group of people in a society who share particular qualities or ways of behaving which is society associate with being male, female, or another identity. The definitions all mention social and not only sex. It can be related to sex, but doesn't match the definition of sex or sex characteristics, like mention genitals or organs. So after all of this, is sex and gender the same or the same word or in meaning? No. Gender is socially in how people identify. Sex is with genitals and organs. This is a black and white way to look at this. I understand, and there's more to this. I may do another video on gender or sex stuff. Extra. I couldn't find extra stuff. I will just make a video on the other stuff, other related to sex or gender. Extra talk. Before making this video, I knew sex and gender were two different things. For full transparency, was I biased in making this video? It is confirmation bias, somewhat. But I found the topic interesting and would make it if it disagreed with me. There are many things about sex and gender I do not know. I want to find out, and maybe I can make videos on these topics in the future.